All right, thank you all for coming out to Coach Cooley's weekly press conference. Statesman coming off of a 24-17 loss against NCAA Division I and SWAC powerhouse Jackson State University, led by, of course, Coach Deion Sanders. Statesman falling behind 17-0 at the half before a couple of big touchdowns in the third quarter sparked a comeback. Had a drive at the end inside the final minute, inside the final 30 seconds to go down and try and get a game-winning score. Statesman unable to do so, but played a great game on the road, indicative of that performance that the Statesman had. A lot of different players stood out, Marvin Terry being one of those. He today was named Gulf South Conference Defensive Player of the Week. Deion Dampier had 8 rushes for 93 yards and a touchdown. Rico Owens had 46 yards rushing as well, and Dante Myers also caught a 35-yard touchdown for the Statesmen against Jackson State. And this week, the Statesmen will face the number 1 team in the country, the defending national champion University of West Florida Argonauts. That game is here at Parker Field McCool Stadium in Cleveland, a 6 p.m. kick on Saturday, October 2nd. So with that, we will bring up head coach Todd Cooley. He'll make an opening statement about this past weekend and then answer any questions you have. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate everybody being here today. First off, just want to say again how much appreciate Jackson State. Very gracious, allowing us to play that game. A lot of our seniors were very appreciative of getting to play in that environment and play in that game. So that meant a lot to us. And I don't know, it was a really good day for football. I thought they had a really nice crowd down there. They treated us very, very well. Thought our kids played extremely hard. I thought our conditioning showed up. I thought we were played well in the second half. Well, obviously we got to get off to a better start, and it's tough. You know, we're 2 or 3 plays away, we feel like, from being undefeated, but we're not. We played 2 good football teams back to back, and we've got another good football team coming in here Saturday night. But our players are resilient. They're tough. I think that was shown on Saturday, and they're excited about this challenge. And we can't get back to work. We can't wait to get back to work, get on the field, and as we prepare for West Florida. I felt like our defense asserted themselves on Saturday. Thought they played really, really hard. I thought they had many tackles for loss. Got to the quarterback, which was a positive thing to see. I felt like offensively we made some really good adjustments at halftime. Coach Fletcher, our offensive staff, did a really good job, and our players did a really good job of picking up those adjustments and making plays that they needed to make. It's tough to leave out of there that close and not win the game. You know, I appreciate all of our fans. I appreciate all the former players that have reached out to us and telling us how excited they were, how we played, and how we went and, made our university proud on Saturday. But there are no moral victories, and we wanted to win the football game very, very badly and came up short. So that's part of this game. It's tough week after week. To put yourself in a position to do those things. We've been in position now twice. We need to learn how to. We got to figure out how to finish, and that's what we're going to be focusing on, because it doesn't get any easier for us this week coming ahead. With that being said, I'll answer any and all questions.
Overall, as far as, of course, each game probably presents maybe something new, learning about your guys. What's the biggest thing that you learned about your guys maybe on Saturday that you didn't really see or know beforehand?
I always thought we were tough. I figured out on Saturday we're really tough. I think we're tough. I think we're physical, and we're competitive. There was not joy in that locker room by any stretch of the imagination, and I think that's what I learned the most about them on Saturday.
As far as the last play offensively, I know you prefer to have the ball somewhere in play, but what was the call made and what were you trying to get done?
We called an in route to our inside receivers. They went to a zone look, which was a good call by them to the field. If we had it to do all over again, we probably would have ran the same call and taken a shot to the field to an inside receiver. The thought there was it was 4th and 3. Throw that ball, and we get the first down. It's going to be bang, bang. We understand that. He had just completed a bang, bang ball about 2 to 3 plays earlier. We ran a little inside route to Donnie Myers, and he threw it. Patrick put it right on the money, and we nearly broke out of that and scored. Good play by their defense, getting him on the ground. So that's what we were trying to do right there. He tried to throw it to the outside receiver in the boundary. He overthrew him, obviously, and that was disappointing. So a play we wish we had back, obviously, but I loved the call. I thought it was a really good call. I thought it was we had them spread out, and we were just going to work inside. We knew, we just talked about it. When we get this first down, if we don't score, we get the first down, they're going to stop the clock to move the chains. We got to be right there to kill it, spike it, and then we get one shot at the end zone, second down and goal at that time, probably with about 2 seconds left, and that was the call. They're a stingy defense, man. It's hard to move it on them. Nobody's really moved the ball on them. So I was proud of what we did in the second half, obviously. But defense kept us in the game. The special teams punt return, they hit on us. That was disappointing. I think we've done a really good job on that unit all year. That's a really good player that took that. And they did a really good job setting the wall up, and they got us on that. And that was good on their part. But, yeah, that was the play call. That was what we were going in there to do.
And back-to-back games, as you alluded to earlier, that could have gone your way. Is that more of a promising sign? Is that kind of what you can take away from those 2 losses that you've had now back-to-back? Was it more discouraging, the fact that you knew you had it right there?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's an excellent question. I think it's a little bit of both. I think you're very discouraged knowing where you could be right now. But you're also sitting there going, you know what, we're not bad. We're a pretty decent football team, you know. So we got a tough schedule. That's no different. That happens every year here. It's just the way it's going to be. I mean, we're going to open up in our league with some of the best teams in the country every year for the next 4 years. I mean, it just is what it is. So, I don't know. But we got to be better. Like I said, I told you the reasons why we scheduled the game last week. It helped us. It energized us. It got us through the fall semester of 20 with no football. And I think our players showed everybody what Delta State football is about. We just didn't finish it, and that's disheartening because you don't get opportunities like that every day. You know, a chance to beat a team that's in an upper division. From you with all that they got going on down there. They're doing a great job, and they got a really good team. So, anyway.
Coming up, West Florida, just talk about some of the things that make them dangerous on both sides of the ball.
Well, they can throw the football. They can throw it everywhere, and they're really good. Quarterback's dynamic. He's got some great targets, great receivers. They do a good job protecting him. I mean, they're going to get off the bus throwing the football, and they're probably going to keep throwing it till they get back on the bus Saturday night. That's what they like to do. You know, defensively, they got 10 seniors on defense and 1 redshirt junior. They got really good players, transfers. 2019, we scored 3 points on them. Said after the game that, their defense was built for games like this. And so we got to take that and figure out how we can try to move the ball on them. That one, they kicked us pretty good in 2019, and they're 3-0. They're number 1 in the country for a reason. They go to McNeese, which is a Division I opponent, as you all guys know. They beat them 42-36. They turn around and basically just wear Southwest Baptist out 63-14, and then they turn around and go on the road to Commerce and win 35-17. And we're sitting there in a battle on Saturday, and they got their feet propped up, so they should be well rested and probably ready to come in here and put on a show on Saturday night. So we got to be locked and loaded. And but I feel good about our team. I feel good about the challenge. I feel great that it's at home. I hope there's a lot of people that come out because they're going to see hopefully a really good football game. 2 good football teams play Saturday night.
With this game, how of course I know it's still kind of middle of the season, but how much of seems like this game will provide kind of a playoff type atmosphere?
I hope so. Look, man, our backs are against the wall. We've lost 2 in a row. we've got them, then we got another tough one again next week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like I said. I mean, we had to play West Georgia a week earlier from a scheduling conflict. We got to go back to West Georgia. I mean, it's like we've said. I mean, if you look at the Gulf South Conference schedules for the next 4 years, we're going to open up with West Florida and Valdosta, which that's the last 2 national champions. So that's coming at us the next 4 years in a row. So you got to play well early, really well early. There's a lot of good teams in this league, but those 2 guys over the last historically over the last few years have been 2 of the best in our league. We got them back to back, so we got to be ready to roll from the jump. You know, we're battle tested. I can tell you that we're battle tested right now. We've been through a couple of tough ones here back to back, so we got to take that as a positive. Knock on wood, we're pretty healthy. You know, thought we made it through that game fairly healthy on Saturday, so we'll see what happens on Saturday night.
Coach, the defensive performance, the 5 sacks,
Mm-hmm.
2 tackles for loss. You mentioned in the show, coach's show earlier today, defense was on the field a lot. For being on the field a lot. You know, what did you see out of that group? And again, continuing to be able to put offenses in tough situations, tackling people behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, I thought it was phenomenal. Thought they came to play. You know, we're going to do it again this week. They're a physical bunch. They're a competitive bunch. You know, we got a lot of passion. We got a lot of passion on our football team. Sometimes that passion turns over into emotion. We cannot be emotional on Saturday night. We have to just be passionate, and that's a fine line you walk because you have to get yourself ready to go in a game like this again. And that's 3 weeks in a row. They got to answer the call and do this, and that's very hard to do. It's very hard to do that 3 weeks in a row, but that's what we have to do. And we talk about doing hard things better. That's what we're going to have to do. I can tell you right now, I think West Florida – you know, I think Jackson State's a really good football team. So far, what West Florida has put on film, they're better, in my opinion. So I think Jackson State is only going to get better. But West Florida, I mean, you don't go into Lake Charles and do what they did week 1 against McNeese State if you're not a really good football team, and they did it. So they've won a lot of games in a row. I don't even know what the streak is, but they're good for a reason. They're well coached. Got a lot of respect for the program, you know what I'm saying? But we got a job to get done on Saturday night. We're a good football team too. So we're excited about the challenge.
You talked a little about the starts that you've gotten off to having gone favorable for you. Is that something that you can coach throughout the week? Is it more about execution? What is it that you have to do to try to prevent?
We've got to put ourselves in a position earlier in the game to move the football better. And, you know, that's the coaching part is putting our players in position, and our players have to go execute it and take it upon themselves because it's like our players talked about yesterday. You know, our players had a really good meeting yesterday, and a lot of our players spoke, and they said, you know, at the end of the day, we trust y'all to put us in position, and we got to go get it done once we're in position, and that's kind of the mindset. And you know, if you say, well, we play better when we're behind, okay, well, we're behind because we're 2-2, and our backs are against the daggum wall. So we got to come out and we got to be ready to roll on Saturday night, and I think we will be. I really do. I believe in this team, and maybe I'll be wrong, but I know my team pretty well. I think we'll be ready to play. We're going to have to be. We're playing against a really good football team. Don't make no mistake about it now. West Florida is really, really good, really good. But we're going to be excited about this challenge. Anything else? That's it.
Yes, sir, Coach.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.